Well, I need to
Why
get
am I
back to work.
here?
What do you why are you here? It's literally your podcast. We're part of your podcast. You're literally host.
Syrphx, what are you doing for uni right now? Because I can help you. Well, we'll help you. We'll do a part of your
I'm doing my IRP,
dissertation. Oh, what's an IRP?
my dissertation,
Wait, what are you studying again?
forensic science.
Yeah, I'm not gonna help.
Detective
Branson,
Syrphx
can
on
you
the
start?
feed. It's already started.
Oh, okay. So what? Do we just? All right, I'll start. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Takeshi's.
Go, keep going.
Right, hello, everyone. Welcome to Takeshi Castle's podcast. This is your host, Takeshi Castle. And today we have obviously the usual guests, Moyo
Hello.
and Syrphx Smells.
Fuck you.
Syrphx is also on Tesco Mobile. Get
What
doxxed.
the fuck? No, I'm not.
Yes, what do you mean?
You're right, I
Branton
just
literally,
told you.
Branton literally called you, and I heard it say, "You welcome to Tesco Mobile, Moyo." What you
Oh,
were
fair
there?
enough.
Yeah, I was there. I heard the whole thing, man. It was wild.
Bro.
Wait, what do you mean? Syrphx, how are you like? Are you like drunk after? Are you like dying from this dissertation? You
It's
don't
his
even know
Adderall.
you don't
No.
even know. You don't even know what thingy you're like. What your provider you're on.
No?
Man, wait, I've just realized it's like May. It's like nearly halfway through May, isn't it? Isn't dissertations and stuff supposed to be in for like this month?
Yeah, the 18th.
Oh, that's how many words have you done?
4,000?
Let's
Wow,
go,
that's not bad. Wait, how many words is it?
5,000?
Oh, why
Nearly there.
Dissertation's only 5,000, man.
5,000?
What a dream.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I pumped out 10k worth of kids' reports.
Bro, the
That doesn't sound right.
the biomedical science one and the forensic science one is only 5,000.
That's insane. If anything, I'd think something like that would be even bigger.
Have you cut up bodies?
I've been to an autopsy.
Let's
Ooh.
go, Syrphx.
Damn. Well,
Wow.
you know what's insane? It's really weird to think about that. This is the 11th week since you started. Branton, it feels like you only started yesterday.
Because I did start yesterday. These
And
are
you
all
know-
just backlog episodes.
This is it's time for a new format. Now I'm here. I'm taking over. You know, instead of
Are you?
the guest being asked questions, you know,
Oh
Branton,
yeah.
how's the podcast gone? How do you think it's gone? You know, over the last
Fucking
11
shit.
weeks.
You know,
Very-
I think it's going pretty good. You know,
Fucking
it gives
shit.
me something to do, and I've got Syrphx just here by my side at all times. Is that right, Syrphx?
No, it's not. right.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. See, we're great mates, and Moya
but-
always brings the good content.
We are friends, but this is a stressful time in my
No.
life.
I understand. My work and stuff is very stressful, like very, very stressful. And I know I thought uni work was bad, but uni work is not bad till you actually get into work, like work, and
Yeah.
it is.
This is
What's your
true.
job anyway?
I'm doing so. Right now I'm doing. I have to be careful where I tread because this is actually. I actually can't say a lot of stuff, but basically, I do finance. Is the like just the
Is a thing you tell people.
no
when they ask.
I actually do finance, but like I'm in right now I'm in accounting role, so I'm right now doing an accounting for Prime Video. So basically, whatever you guys see on Amazon Prime Video, I have to, well,
So the
teeny-
Invincibles or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
That's PogChamp.
yeah, that is very good show. A teeny part of my job is basically approving contracts that we set with like other people.
Actually, you know what? How has COVID affected both of you? Has it made it worse or just easier for you to just work? For Syrphx, is uni work, and for you, just your job.
I mean, it's fine. Like I can work at home, and because I can do it all online. But the only thing is, I think it's not made it harder. It's just my enjoyment. Like I'd love to go into the office and go meet everyone, and you know how easy it is when you're at work and you just like look to your right and just have a chat with someone. Here, if I want to like have a chat with someone like one-on-one, just have a normal catch up, I have to set up like send them a formal like not a formal email, but just send them an email, be like, oh yeah, can I set up a time for you? We can just catch up. But it's just it's not the same. Like I know, and we're like the first interns who's obviously had like experienced something like this, which I know. I mean, to be fair though, I think I'm 100% rather be at work during COVID than uni, because being at uni and just stuck inside, like not being able to go to lectures or anything, is probably a lot more shit.
I'd fail my degree straight up if I had to stay indoors all day and do it.
Yeah, I mean it's fucking shit, to be honest. Like especially for my IRP. Like so my IRP was meant to be it's all about document examination and if there's a difference between handwritten signatures and electronic signatures, and if there is a difference, why is there a difference? And obviously with COVID, I couldn't have people come in and give me their signatures, so I had to use my signature and then my tutor's signature. But obviously the downside of that is that I am directly involved in writing this dissertation. So it's an ethical problem because I'm more biased towards the results that I want to happen. And then, I mean, especially since I'm really bad at checking my emails, like I'm really fucking shit. And I did one part of my dissertation wrong, like my template was wrong or something, but I didn't check my emails for 3 months, or for 3 weeks, sorry. So my template was wrong, and I didn't see it, and until it was too late, and there was like nothing I could do about it.
So I have this thing, right, where I don't know if this is the same experience. So when I was at uni, I actually failed my second year of uni, my first when I did geology. And so here's the scenario that I'll put you in. I was pretty good at geology, but there was this one class called geophysics, all about geophysics. And it was a 3-hour lecture on Monday from 3 till 6. And then it was a 2-hour tutorial on Tuesday from 4 till 6. Now, 19-year-old Moyo, Matthew, did not like this premise at all, so went to none of it. Not a single thing throughout the entire term. And that was actually the term I discovered Dota, yep. Funnily enough. But then I got to the exam and it was multi-choice and I failed the test. I failed the exam by 1 mark. And I kind of thought I'd failed, and then I was like, okay, I don't want to know what the consequence of this is, so I don't want to check my emails. I don't want to look because I just don't want to deal with the responsibility or whatever. And not knowing, had I checked my email, I could have just emailed the guy who's kind of in charge of me. You were assigned a mentor who was in the faculty. Had I just emailed him, he would have just bumped me up a mark, and then I would have got through because he thought I was good enough to go through to the next year. But because I'd done it too late, because I was putting off, because I was depressed and didn't want to take the responsibility, I had to repeat the year. I repeated that one class while taking other classes, which was actually a really baller year, to be honest. But in Scotland, obviously that's free, so I feel very lucky that I was able to do that.
It's free? Holy shit.
Well, you can do uni for free in Scotland, so so I don't know if it was like that for you, Syrphx, where you're feeling I don't know about the responsibility about what's going to happen if I do look.
No, it was so in my second year I got a very strong 2-2, almost a 2-1. And then this year, right now, I'm sat on, what is it? I worked it out. So for my first module and my second module, so I got a first in one of them. And then I got 7%, but I handed it in 2 hours late because I'm a fucking dumbass. So I lost 10% for that. So it went from a 2-2 to a third. And then I did the maths on what I'm on. So with those two modules, when they're added together, they come out to 58.5%. And then I worked out that so I got a first in my poster presentation, which was worth 25%. I got 72% or something. So I worked out that basically on my dissertation, which I'm writing now, and it counts for 65% of my of this entire module, and this module is worth 2 classes or 2 courses or whatever. And I worked out that I only need 26% overall. So if 26% is a fail on the IRP, but I worked out that if I fail this somehow and do really bad, I at least only need to get 26%, and then I will get a third overall for this entire module because I did really well in my like other 2 modules. But I think I should be fine. Like the only problem is it's like this year is just sucked because of COVID. Like I've essentially missed out on like a year and a half of just like normal university.
Yeah, it's
And then
COVID
yeah, and then
The
I know
system sounds really complicated as well.
yeah, and then I know one of my so I live with a couple of my friends, and there's like one of them, they're twins. So Jacob, who I'm good friends with, he's doing fine like me, and then Caleb, who is his brother, has basically, because of COVID, like he's just done no work, like he just didn't have the motivation, and he hasn't been to lectures and shit like that. And this is his 3rd year. So basically, what he's trying to do is he's trying to get it so that he can repeat his 3rd year. But normally, universities don't allow you to repeat your 3rd year. But so he's had to jump through a lot of hoops, and he's had to message a lot of people about the repeating. But I think because of COVID, there'll be an increased demand for people wanting to repeat the year. Like I think the worst thing that can happen for me is, like I think me failing is like it's not like unlikely, but it's pretty unlikely that I'll fail at this point, considering I've done well in year 2 and I've done well up until now. But I think the worst thing that'll happen to me is like I'll just if worst comes to worst, I'll probably have to repeat one of my modules, and then I'll have like a late graduation.
I think that's fine.
But
I feel you, man.
but my like over the last like 2 weeks, because it's like I have like so I have 3 more assignments in. So I have my IRP, which is in on the 18th, and then after that I have a 4,000 word literature review that's due in on the 20th, and then I'm halfway done with. And then I have some questions that are due in on the 27th. So the questions are fine because I can do them all in like a week. Just rewatch lectures because it's like an open book kind of thing. So they'll be fine. My IRP should be fine. I'm just worried about my lit review because it's like 4,000 words and it's worth 80% of that module. So, and I have
I believe in you, Syrphx. I believe in you.
We all believe in you, Syrphx. You have everyone here on board.
It's like I'm just like I mean, you can't help it in these kind of situations, right? Your mind goes to what happens if I fail.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. I feel you, man.
I don't think I will fail, but it's in the back of my mind, like what happens if I fail? And then I don't really, because for me it doesn't really matter if I fail, because I want to be a police officer, and well, you nowadays need a degree to be a police officer, but if you don't have one, they'll like it takes 2 years, and they'll teach you basically their own degree, so you can go in without any qualifications. But so it doesn't really matter for me. I'm more worried about like what my parents would say. But even my mum said that she thinks this is like been a really shit year for like university stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, and someone else can go. I was going to say, like, I think universities need to. I think there'll be a massive outcry for them to take like everyone's mental health seriously. Like it's the same in schools. Like with my class. So in Scotland, there's 7 design principles when you're designing your curriculum or your classroom. It's kind of like your overarching design principle of how you want to set up. And you're normally meant to look at 7, and it's like challenge, progression, all this kind of stuff. But the 2 that they wanted us to do when we kind of came back to school was empathy, and it was like creativity. Like they just said, like, look, if you can't do learning in a day, you know what, just go outside. Like get everyone playing together, have a better time than just sitting around. And I really hope universities do something similar in terms of looking after people.
Yeah, I mean it's like like I say, I'm pretty sure I'm fine. Like it's gonna take me some serious fucking up to do to fail. I should graduate with a 2-2 or a 2-1, and a 2-2 is like I'm fine with because it gets me on the master's course that I want to do. But I reckon there'll be like a significant amount of people, like more than usual, that like fail the year, and then they'll obviously have to attempt to redo the studies. But because I thought you could repeat your 3rd year anyway. Like it's just a thing that I thought universities would allow you to do. But I was talking to Owl, who I know in real life, and
It was Owl. I was saying who I thought it was Takeshi who you knew in real life. It's Owl. I knew it. I told you there was someone you knew in real life. Sorry.
So I mean, we've been friends for years, and he goes to the same university as me, and so I was talking to him about it because he's in the same like boat, like not as me, but as Caleb. He's basically what he's doing is he's like suspending his studies, and then he's going back in like 2 years or something, just because of his like mental health and how COVID has like had a significant negative effect on his university like work and shit. But I remember I was talking to him about it, and he was like, he didn't think you could repeat the third year if you already like attempted to. And then I did some googling as well, and it was like that was genuinely the consensus. But obviously, there's this COVID is like you kind of have to throw the normal standardized rules out the window.
Isn't Owl an RD12 admin now?
Yeah.
Sure. I didn't even know who he was. Man.
I don't know how he got it, but yeah.
Oh well, he applied and he put in some good and he put in a good application, and he was keen.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
And you'd already shown.
I told him he can't fix RD12. I straight up told him that.
It's because they saw the other applications. They're like, damn, there are some bad ones. Cough, cough, Syrphx. You know who I mean? Someone cares.
What?
Yes, you do. The one that contacted us to try and revive RD2L.
Oh yeah. I don't know about.
cough. Wait, did you guys see my application?
I can't remember honestly.
Because one of the admins messaged me saying if it was a serious application, and I think my application literally said, "Oh, all other applications will be shit, so you might as well take me."
Yeah. See.
I mean,
because admin's because admin's dealing with people, it's a bit more like if you're not gonna, I don't know.
What are like mod DMs like? Because you were a mod like DMs. I don't know. Man, you were like a mod for a while. I don't know.
I mean, I know.
Are they just cringe or are they boring?
No,
are they just like, can we kill this? Yeah. Can we ban this guy?
It's okay. All I can say is it's. I mean, what you expect, there's some of, but I mean, it's not as like gossipy as you think. It's literally just talking about admin stuff or just suggesting things. That's what it was when I was there, and also literally just joking around with each other. I mean, it's just like any other chat.
I think Bench getting banned from in-house for another 2 weeks was an inside job. Prove me wrong. I think it's there is a ring out there that's persecuting Bench subs. They're just going to remove Bench's presence from that server. I'm telling you, I'm next.
I'm very close to Bench, but he can be a bit over the top sometimes.
No, I think there was something deeper than that. I think something's going up with.
They can't. I'm head of clarity.
I think there's something going on. I think there's a ring.
Do you remember that Night Iron game we played together where he left the Discord after like 5 minutes? And you're telling me there's a conspiracy when he
There is. There definitely is.
Oh,
he left now.
Wait, he left the Discord because he has exams.
Oh, did he? Is that his reason?
Is this the boy who's streaming at like 3 in the morning?
Or did he get coerced into that from mods, huh? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Don't tell Branton. I'm getting Branton banned from Clarity soon anyway.
Just more fuel. I'm
writing up.
Get destroyed yesterday, by the way.
I did get destroyed.
I'm writing out my expose as we speak.
Well, see, this is the fun thing about, like, everyone thinks there's some sort of like huge conspiracy. There's not. The most, especially in R2, the likelihood is it just hasn't been discussed. It's not even that like we're like doing it. It's just that's probably.
Did you guys get mentioned by? No, not mentioned. Did you guys get messaged by Syrphx? Did you guys get that? I got that.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Did you? It wasn't Syrphx that messaged me. It was Lavi.
No, Syrphx messaged me. I
didn't get message. I found out through someone else, and then I just joined just for the memes and said hi, and then they told me to go select some roles and stuff.
Okay. Is it an in-house or a league? What is
it's a league? It's a league. I'm in it right now.
Oh, sick.
I also own this league.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, along with Classic.
Maslyyy, you don't own anything.
I own every single Dota 2
Do you own the Thailand one? Do you own T22DL or whatever?
I am Gaben.
Oh, but you work for Jeff.
Right.
Technically no work for him.
If you were Gaben and you were first, right, you were head of Valve, Gaben.
Yeah.
And you were first day in the job, what would you do about Dota? What would you do? How would you
revive TF2?
How on earth can you revive a bad game?
I would revive TF2.
I probably wait, Syrphx, you want to go first? You can go.
I don't really mind. I mean, I don't think you can fix Valve's infrastructure.
That is quite sad.
And bench. That would be my first.
I don't think the infrastructure's bad, honestly. I think
I don't know if it's true, but apparently they don't have like a team leader, right? And they can just do whatever they want.
Yeah, they don't. It's just it's because that's how that's a
pretty bad environment.
I mean, they probably have a team. I think that's just the general environment at Valve. But I think I think the first thing I'd probably do is like do the class. I know obviously it's probably a lot easier said than done. Obviously, get someone like to like I know why they do it is because it like if you make it so people can choose what they want, it makes like the more people more motivated and stuff. So obviously that's how like Valve make good games and stuff. Obviously there's Dota.
Do they make good games?
Yeah, they do. I'd say critically their games are good. Like Valve, Valve, and
Yeah,
like they have.
I think the best and worst thing that ever happened to Valve was Steam.
I think I don't think yeah, it's probably down to debate, but I think they critically they're a good company as well. Like they're
they are. Half-Life defined PC gaming to some extent, and then some of the other functionalities, as well as the TF2 free-to-play model, and then cosmetics, and then the Steam. Imagine what we'd be using fucking what, the Epic Games Store or Unity instead of fucking Steam.
I think.
Yeah, but I don't mean it like that. I mean it like they just they're allowed to be lazy, right? Because Steam brings in billions.
I guess to that extent, yes. Yeah, I agree.
It depends.
They no longer need to make games to have.
Probably with it. They're working on new. I know they're working on. Well, I don't know, but there's leaks of that they're working on new games and stuff. I think.
Didn't they put like a whole heap of money in VR as well?
Yeah, and VR and like neural stuff, like neural brain stuff, basically SAO in real life.
Yeah, Neuralink. So Gabe's pretty much just focusing on Neuralink, and then during that, there's like 3 projects. There's like HLX and some other thing called Citadel, I think.
Yeah, Citadel is what it's called. It's like a code name for it. But like, no.
Did you say what you changed though to Dota in particular?
I wouldn't. I'd make a dedicated team to Dota, but I'd also do the classic what everyone says, which I think is a very good idea. Is get like a dedicated like community manager.
I was gonna say that.
And also
did they hire that in that Katie person? Isn't that what they did?
No, that's Katie.
No, Casey, whatever her name is.
Casey, no, she's the host for TI. She's just the like host there. Like an actual community manager who like kind of like what Workham does, but actually like I guess someone who thingy, and also a team to try and like direct and help the esports scene, because I think that's definitely 100% there's issues with that. Obviously money and stuff and DPC. Obviously it's a bit harder now with COVID, but I don't think they need a team behind that. But I think I'd just do more stuff. More like indirect things, like I guess having a dedicated team for the esports side, a community manager, things like that, and I guess probably be more open. Like there's probably a reason they're not as open as they are and stuff. I mean, it's probably literally just down to because like you said, Syrphx, they're kind of like the infrastructure and how they work at Valve. But I think that's what I'd probably do at first. I mean, they probably like realize that they're making so much money from Dota anyway, right? Like even with like, TI, look at how much money TI makes. How much is it? Like 25% of it goes to.
It's 25%.
75% of that goes to Dota, and the growth from each TI is insane as well. I guess there was like 2 years ago when it was only like it only increased by like a few million, but still it was that is a lot of money. Like their numbers of people playing, like it's not like it's dying. Like Dota 2 hasn't been growing as fast. I wouldn't say it's dying. A dying game is when they'd be losing numbers rapidly. And when people say it's a dead game, it's really not a dead game. But I think like they haven't got as much incentive to do it. They're probably putting resources other places. Like, and also they're probably working on a lot of stuff, but they're just they probably, like, I think I've realized companies don't like to do is they won't announce things as early because especially now during COVID, they don't know when stuff's going to be released, so they can't give a definitive time. That's why Valve time is such a big thing, is because obviously Valve, with their infrastructure of people work on whatever they want, and also like, you know, things aren't going to have a set date because some people might like move to different projects. Because, like, you know, like all the stuff like new player experience, like that seemed like a big thing people are asking for, that they'll probably work on it for a while. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, the game is still, I'd say, I mean, it's my favorite game, one of my favorite games ever. But obviously there's like stuff, I guess, in the back, in like behind the scenes, that's probably needs fixing. Like, what do you guys think of the thingy, the support team? Like, was it 14 quid for a few badges and voices?
I don't know about that. Just more money, really.
No, I get that. I bought
the game.
I bought
I'm not. I don't think I'm doing that.
It's still like 15 quid for that. Like, I only got it literally just because I wanted the RTZ saying stop jungling.
I'd do it just for Zai, but
yeah, like it's
yeah.
I don't know. Like, I thought they'd have a battle pass this year. I don't know if they're gonna. They're probably trying to get a crowd this year for TI, right? And if they do, I mean, I definitely want to go. But obviously, it depends.
That crowd's gonna be so dead.
It would depend on.
Nah, people will be so excited just to like be back in person that I think it will be. I think all crowds will be pretty good for the like,
Maybe.
especially like on the when stuff starts up again. All crowds, I think.
I would probably just do what League does and just add a reason why they did a change in a patch. Like, why did they add a change the backswing on Doom's W? Like, or just say like, we did this because it just makes sense or something. Just a reason. Like, why did they bother changing the backswing on Doom's W? Like, who cares? Why did they do it?
A lot
just
of
that sort of thing,
changes, right?
They're just weird. I actually think that the community manager thing, the esport thing, and then I'm going to bang on about it, but the advertising, it's such a bad.
Or just social media presence. How that? Just social media presence.
That was another thing I wanted to say as well, is that I get a team for advertising, because like the anime was actually, it went so well. Like I really enjoyed it, and also it got like really high ratings, and it was a lot better than I thought it was. Like
I thought it was okay. I still think it was a bit rushed. I don't know. I feel the story was a bit all over the place. Was my kind of thought, but.
Too though.
I think it was the perfect thing for them to do, and I think it was like for me it was like a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I liked it a lot just because I guess I just enjoyed it. I found it entertaining, but I think still that was a good step. Like,
yeah, totally.
Like having that's like what the first amount of exposure. Like, honestly, the most exposure like they get is from other people, like from the community. That's probably the most advertising Dota 2 gets, or just like them doing TI and stuff. Like,
no, the most advertising they get is us, because we're the ones who put up those numbers for the battle pass, which is what Dota is kind of known for, is the massive prize pools.
Yep, we're the soldiers on the front line right now.
Think about it. That's a smart thing, right? They're spending zero money on advertising, yet they still get a
huge, it's a huge gamble if it wasn't Valve, though.
Because it's a Valve thing. Like,
I mean,
Valve probably know that us, like the community, are gonna go crazy and gonna do all of this stuff and just keep talking about Dota and, you know, all this and that. Like, it is like, I mean, you know, it's that classic saying that there's no such thing as bad PR.
And also, it's like you go to any business and you say, right, here's your business model. You need to do 3 big updates a year. Maybe 2 if you feel like it. You don't need to advertise. You don't need a community manager. The community kind of manages themselves. You've got a few people on the front lines. They'll maybe do a little bit here and there. You need to run 1 big event, and in that big event, you'll earn maybe about 100 mil. How's that? Every year.
That sounds pretty easy. I'm not gonna lie.
Like, any business should be like, yep, sure, take that, because you don't need many people for it, which means that the people who are there are going to earn loads. It's easy. It's crazy.
Yeah, and the I think the DPC also probably needs to be fixed. Like the tier 2 scene and stuff. Like think about how many Dota players there are and stuff, and how skilled like I'm not gonna lie, watching tier 2 Dota isn't even boring. Like people are so good at that level. Like I definitely think it needs put more money into more money put into it.
Yeah, I think they haven't implemented their full system yet with DPC though. They came out with that big thing, right?
Yeah.
But that was going to start after the 2021 TI, wasn't it? I thought.
Yeah, I think so as well. Yeah, I thought it was this year, but I think now you're saying that you're probably right. I think it's probably a lot harder now as well with COVID, but I don't know. So I will have to wait and see. This coming year is so big for like games and stuff. I don't know if you guys are keeping up with like video game stuff, but like or if any of you guys are a fan of Halo. No,
are you trying to put in the Halo Infinite thing? Yeah, you're trying to plug in Halo Infinite, right?
Oh, I can't wait! I actually can't wait, man.
Dude,
there's so many cool games coming out. Battlefield, the next Battlefield.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to Battlefield 6.
So
I know we're playing that.
I have to like temper myself. So there's a few things over the years that have ruined my excitement for things like things coming out, movies and games. So the first big one for me was Batman v Superman in 2016. I waited for that film. They announced it in like 2012, 2013. And I waited with 3 years for that film, and it was damn awful. And that really hurt. It really stung for that movie to be bad after I waited all that time. Yeah. Then we get to this is my own fault because the game everyone knew it was gonna be bad except for me. It was The Division. For goodness sake, Tom Clancy's The Division.
I think you could tell it was bad.
I know. I just so badly wanted it to be good, and I hyped myself up. I almost got all my friends to buy it, and then it was terrible.
I had the same thing when I first the first Division trailer came out, right at E3, the gameplay trailer.
Yeah,
it just looked so cool, right? And
I like the concept.
Yeah,
I like the concept.
So good.
And I like how it had mixed PvP and PvE, all that kind of stuff. I was like, this is awesome. Oh, damn. And then finally, a couple nails in the coffin were stuff like Cyberpunk, which I didn't even buy, but I saw it coming a mile away. If you think,
yeah.
I don't have any hope now. I'll like it when it's released.
I get that. I think that's one thing that's happened, especially over the last 10 years or so. 10 years or so, 8 years or so, where games are being basically advancing so much more, and the concepts and ideas behind them are becoming so good, and people are like, wow, this seems amazing, and it ends up getting super overhyped. And then the expectations, if you think about all these expectations that games, game developers, movie directors have to live up to, it's that's a lot of pressure. And then even if the game's good or the movie's good, it's
never gonna fulfill the hunger.
It's never gonna fulfill the hunger, and it's always gonna be seem bad. Which is kind of sad if you think about it. I think it's definitely become a problem more over the last 8 years or so. But before that, think about stuff I don't know, GTA 5 or Skyrim, people still play. Those games were so hyped so much, but I guess you could say people would say those games lived up to expectations. But I think that's probably because that was just before the new generation of games started coming out and the new gen consoles. And I guess people wanted to see such a big progression and stuff, and big advancements, and evolution. I guess, people's expectations are too high. But I mean, and it's kind of sad because I guess people put all this work and stuff, and these games actually turn out to be so good, but people just ignore them because, I mean, there's obviously exceptions like Cyberpunk, which is literally broken and it was a mess, but other games. But
Oscar still sunk 100 hours in or something, right? I don't know how Oscar did that.
People, I guess I don't know.
Buggy fucking mess. The only game I felt disappointed in was Dark Souls 2, but then everyone learned it was made by the B team of From Software, so that was gonna fail. And unironically, Rainbow Six Siege, because I thought it would be like CSGO.
I'm back.
It just wasn't like CSGO at all. Hi Syrphx, how are you? What is the most disappointing game?
Or movie as well, or movie as well, that you've been hyped for, and then it's shattered your expectations, but in the worst possible way.
Dota.
So game wise,
So I was saying, like, Cyberpunk is the classic example. Unfortunately for CD Projekt Red, they are now infamous for.
I mean, my friend does. Well, my roommate, has played Cyberpunk. Like every time I go into his room, he's always on Cyberpunk, and he says it's got a lot better. Like the bug wise, like the game is playable, and he says he enjoys it. One sec, I need to look at my Steam games. I can't remember.
Because Skyrim, I think so. I was the first ever game that I really loved on Xbox was Oblivion, and when Skyrim came out, when Skyrim came out, I was like, this game isn't as good, but it stood the test of time. So now I regard it pretty highly.
I mean, I don't actually like Skyrim like that much.
I just wondered about how Skyrim was like. I thought Skyrim was like people thought it was a masterpiece. I mean, I still think people think.
I mean, they do, but I've never have been into Skyrim.
All right, what's your hot take, Syrphx?
That was it. That I don't like Skyrim. A lot of people will probably kill me because of that.
That's
fine.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say that like with CD Projekt Red, how they used to be regarded as like one of the best game developers just before Cyberpunk, so like The Witcher and stuff. And as soon as Cyberpunk came out, now they're just gonna be known for Cyberpunk.
I don't know. Yeah. I think probably the most disappointing game that like sticks out to me is probably like the new Star Wars Battlefront 2 or whatever it was called.
Oh yeah, that was just money. That was just a cash generator.
Yeah, that was it. That was EA. Like, let's cash in.
That's EA, so you really can't get much from that.
Money printer, the time.
Well, I'll tell you which game was good, which I didn't have any expectations for, and I'm glad I got was Jedi Fallen Order, the kind of single player Star Wars game. Bro, really enjoyed that game. Yeah. Really enjoyed that game.
I'm gonna out Neox right now. My Div 1 team is versing Ensphere today, and Neox just messaged me saying, "Guys, I'm shaking."
Oh, someone's a bit afraid. Neox no longer in his big boots.
Syrphx, you're in Div 1.
No, I'm managing.
Manage.
Why did you say that like so questionable? Have you seen the fucking ID12 Div 1? I'd be in there. This season. This season is fucking dog shit. You have like 4.5 Ks.
Oh, something like Clarity.
Don't disrespect Napa like that. Come on.
No, I wouldn't be in Div 1 in Clarity. I'd be Div 2 for sure. If I signed up.
Playing Clarity?
No. I'm not playing it. I'm not playing anything. Like I'm literally not playing Dota right now. It's I eat, I sleep, I wake up, do uni work, rinse, repeat.
Well, I'll tell you something, boys. I won my first series on Clarity. Unfortunately, they had to FF game 1, but we lost game 2 to Amiibo. But then we won game 3, so hello.
Takeshi on Suicide Watch.
Oh, I forgot. Branson, you're playing.
I drafted that team. Well. Takeshi for fucking 1 coin or 0 coins.
Yeah, it was 1 coin dream. Syrphx doesn't even see half the names.
I'll be honest. I wanted Jihadi. I thought someone would bid on you.
Yeah, he didn't see. Yeah.
Who's your team, Branson?
Huh?
Who's your team?
Tides, Harb, Chryson, and Holy Harry.
I forgot it's that team. I was like, who's playing? I forgot it's Harb's playing 1, right? And you're playing 3.
I should have saved coins for Walu, but Harb was like, save me. So I was like, fuck it, I'll save him.
You messed up, Brenton. You should have got me as a pos 4.
You weren't even in it.
Oh. Actually, are you saying you're better than Chryson?
No.
Is that what I just heard? That Maslyyy thinks he's better than Chryson?
Oh, I don't think I'm better than Chryson. Chryson, coach me, please. Oh, I got coached by Immortal Faith the other day.
Really?
Yeah, and was
it any good?
It wasn't that long. It was like 34 minutes, but it was like a replay. He just went over some like concepts and stuff. It was weird. It went from me 1v1ing him to him coaching me. But
didn't he use like a presence? What did he use anything to like?
No, he was like in Discord. I mean, we were in a Discord when he was just like he wanted to just go for concepts like basically rules to follow, which I guess I knew them anyway. Not in like a wow, I'm good. Just like I guess they're concepts you think about. But he said you want to always be thinking about this, not subconsciously. And it was like it was a very different like type of coaching than I've had before, and I've been coached here and there. I remember like my most traumatic time that I've got coached was when I was at 2K, and I was on Game Loop, and I got my replay analyzed, Storm replay analyzed, where I was owning by speed, and I shit you not, he flamed me in it. Like, but he said, like, I'm not trying to flame you, but he's like, but he proceeded to flame me.
Yeah.
Because he was like, oh yeah, it's so dumb you're getting away with this. And obviously, to be fair, it helped me a lot, like definitely. He's like, it's really dumb that you're getting away with all these plays because they shouldn't be working. The only reason they're working is because you're playing against bad people. Which I definitely took to heart a lot, and I think is a thing that I think a lot of people don't. Definitely our MMR is like people will do stuff and they'll think it's good, but the only reason they're getting away with it is because like the people they're playing against bad. So they're gonna keep doing that till they like go like gain MMR, and they're just gonna lose. Like,
yeah. Well, this is an interesting discussion on coaching because I'm getting coached by Takeshi Amatai. Well,
no,
I don't think you would think of it officially, but for me, it's been very, very good, and I felt like I've improved a lot. Now, coming from like I teach for a living, so I have some concept of teaching, and when you study teaching, you have to study something called pedagogy, which is the fancy word for how you teach, the theory behind teaching and learning, and how they interact with one another. And I was watching a BSJ coaching video, and he's regarded as like quite a good coach, especially considered.
I mean, so sorry, but he is a good coach. But let me tell you, so my friend Mint was looking into getting coached by him, and Mint's like 5.8K. And do you want to know how much it costs for a BSJ coaching session?
I was gonna say it's really expensive.
150.
No, it's like 300 fucking.
Yeah.
Oh, is it now? Is it now 300?
Yeah,
it's like
$300 for a while. Yeah,
I was very close to pressing that button, boys.
It's like it's fucking ridiculous.
I mean, to be fair, he's very. I would say it's probably very helpful. Like, he's very smart.
I would
YouTube video.
Okay, I would say that, right? But I would say in his method, it's not good. It's not a good method of teaching, in my opinion. I think so when people leave his coaching sessions, what are they feeling? I think they're feeling that they've got a lot of like ideas of what to do, but are still kind of unsure about how to execute it. Because he'll go over like specifics, but the way he does it, right, is he wants, and it's a common misconception, is that he wants people to come to a realization while they're there. So he'll say, "What should you be doing right now?" And they'll kind of be thinking, "Okay, maybe I could be pooling, maybe I could be stacking, maybe I could be, I could be farming another lane." And they've got all this idea, and he is wanting them to get there. And when you think that, you think, okay, then they've realized it for themselves. That is kind of a misconception of how teaching actually works. It's kind of more like, you need to show them exactly what you want them to do. They go and do it, realize it's successful, and then think, "Oh crap, I'm going to do that again." And then that's kind of what teaching is. So with Takeshi, he didn't make me realize. He just told me what I needed to do. And then when I went and tried it in a game, I was like, "Damn, this works. I'm winning my lane now." Takeshi, teach me more things.
Takeshi, God.
It is true. Moyo is recently been the top of net worth in the past few games.
Where's my teaching?
Thanks.
I'm not. I don't really. I'm not.
But then again, I play at 3K level, and I'm not playing rank, so I'm kind of sticking.
I think any one of us could probably get an idea through and make it work.
I agree with that. But I think there's two parts to it. I think it's harder to do that, to like give a specific thing. Oh yeah, just do this, do that, especially at higher MMRs.
Yeah, probably, because it was mine was probably a lot more like massively. There was probably like.
But it's, I think with Dota, obviously, because it's the thing that makes Dota so good, right? It's so complex and everything, and like there's so much to it. And I think when you get to such a high MMR and such a higher skill, it's not even like mechanics. It's not even do this or that. It's just how you perceive the game and your concept and how you basically want to play the game. And I think it's trying to get a better understanding of like the feel and stuff, and just keep on like playing the game and stuff. Like it's I don't know, it's hard to explain. I think like when you ask someone like a high MMR why they did a play, like
they can't really tell you.
Yeah, they can't tell you. Right? It's just a feeling.
I mean, a lot of high MMR players are in.
It's just a feeling.
They're in the mode where they don't like they've got that good because they don't actually actively have to think about what they're doing. Right? They know these decisions already. So it's like when you ask them what they're doing, they can't really explain it to you unless they're like thinking about their action.
Yeah. It's like it's literally just becomes a muscle memory to them because it's just from experience. Like I think when especially going like higher, when you have so many different people telling you, oh yeah, you should be doing this, you should be doing this. Like, especially when people's egos get in the way, because everyone thinks they're the best player. Someone's going to tell you, no, you should do this, you do this. And I think it's always better to, even if you end up being wrong, it's probably better to follow your gut, follow your instinct. And then if it doesn't work out, then you know what doesn't work out and you can try and do something else. Like, try like something else. You're like, okay, I did this and I died. I shouldn't do this again. Then, and I won't die or I won't make the same mistake. But if you just keep following other people's opinions, I don't think it helps as much, if that makes sense. But yeah, I know it's such a complex in this game and there's so much to it. I don't know, that's what makes it so fun for me, I guess being able to get better and stuff.
It's a similar pattern in fighting games since I've been getting into Guilty Gear more and I've been watching a bunch of fighting game YouTubers. And like it's a pretty similar pattern, but it's just heightened because it's like a shorter duration. It's like a 40-minute game where there's different decisions. Like it's very quick paced in terms of its decision making, but the same concepts still apply. And it's crazy to like see the similarities between Dota and like Guilty Gear and even CSGO, right? Like you could probably ask some pros like how do they like know like to pre-fire an angle, and they can't really explain it. They just have a gut feeling, right? Well, we could like not even check that angle.
And this is why the debate that's going on Twitter right now about Alliance having an active coach in their game, why it was such a big deal, because largely, because largely a lot of the pro teams are not separated by technical ability, right? There's some that are very good at their roles, but largely the technical ability at that level is so minute in terms of what actually separates the teams. It's more like teamwork, coordination, and actual overall gameplay within the game and all that kind of stuff, which a coach can really, really help you with. So
yeah, it's so much that I think it makes a massive difference. Think about it.
Oh yeah, totally.
Think about you're in a game, right? And you're five of you all just constantly straight on concentrating like on the game, and you've got a coach just seeing all the pieces. Like he doesn't have to focus on the game. He doesn't have to focus where to farm. He doesn't have to focus where someone is like about getting ganked or anything. He can just focus on what you do as a team and directing you on, okay, support go here, you do this, you do that, you guys now take the tower, move bot, stuff like that. Like that, I think that it's insane that like if I don't think coaches are inherently bad, but I think obviously if there are coaches, then everyone should be able to like have a coach.
I kind of like the idea of them not having coaches. I think
I agree with I definitely agree with coaches not being a thing though, because I think it takes away a bit too much from the game, because I think it's definitely a lot more like dependent on just the 5 heroes playing the game than someone external guiding you.
It's kind of like a football match that the manager isn't the 12th player. Like like it should be the players on the pitch who make the decisions.
But doesn't he scream and shout there? Like
he does, but like
do they even hear him? Do you think they even actually hear him?
But it won't make too much difference. I agree with Moyo. Like the only time the coach should have impact is in between games, like a manager does in between halves and in between games as well. Like he'll tell you, oh yeah, try this, maybe this should be our game plan, we're playing against this team, this is what they do, this is how you're going to play, as like a general structure, and then the team will follow and try and execute in the game.
And then I also think that gives a chance for a lot of other skills in Dota. Like I would say there's some pro players that like Kuroki hasn't been. I don't think like I can't. This may be old information, but he wasn't like high ranked MMR for a long time. He was maybe like ranked 300 for just like 6 months, but he was still playing at a pro level because he's a good in-game leader, and he's doing that leading thing from inside the game. And I think if you add a coach in there, you don't need an in-game leader, which I think is a shame for that kind of player who is good at that.
Do you guys think that like, because I mean I'm already applying, so I'll probably get a job soon. Do you guys think it's worth putting in so much effort and time into this game when you have so many other
responsibilities? No fucking shot.
It's I think it's different for everyone, bro. Like
yeah.
It's like you can if you enjoy the game and you want to improve and stuff and you want to get better, why not? Like it's fine. Like even if you're applying, right, it's all up to you. It's all personal. I think I don't think it's oh yeah, you shouldn't do it because you're never going to get to it. You're never going to get to being a pro. Who cares? Like I mean, I think everyone would dream of wanting to. Obviously it takes a lot of practice and effort and the right mindset and motivation and stuff, but I don't think it should dishearten you from wanting to get better or anything. Like it's still there.
Yeah.
So a hobby. I think just don't let it affect you. Like don't let it eat you up in a negative mental way. Just that's it.
I mean, so it was actually kind of interesting with RD2L. Like, so when I joined RD2L, the Dota became a thing that I had to dedicate a night to, which I pretty much everything in my life would be ahead of Dota because it's just a game. Yeah. But when I was doing RD2 and I had officials, I had to say, actually, I can't do Wednesday night because I'm playing in this tournament thing. And that was an interesting step for me. And it was actually an interesting step for people who asked me to do things on that evening. But it's what I wanted to do. And if I have one night a week where I have to say, no, actually, I want to do this, I think that's okay.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not ditching other things for it. I'm setting. It's actually a very adult thing to do, is to set time aside.
I think right now Syrphx disagrees for a certain reason. Would you agree, Syrphx?
Huh?
You would agree.
What about it?
You wouldn't give that up for anything, would you?
Wouldn't give what? My degree?
Yeah.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Not what I'm saying.
No, I mean it's like don't get me wrong. Having hobbies is good, but I think it's like Moyo said, right? The most important factor of a hobby is time management. Like let's say I was a fucking degenerate, right? And I was doing this degree. And I was a big degenerate, and I've done no work, and I've been 24/7 spam queuing Dota or some shit, right? And then it comes to like 4 days before my degree or 4 days before my thing is done, and then I realize, oh shit, I've been doing nothing with my life other than playing a game. It's like it's all about like the balance, right, of doing work and then letting yourself have fun and enjoyment and shit like that. But I do think in general, to be honest, I do think playing Dota is a waste of time.
Yeah, more like a time sink than a waste of time, because I guess some people would argue that it's actually not a waste of time.
So is learning an instrument a waste of time?
No, it's a time sink. So like no matter what.
No, but I wish I could transfer my Dota hours into something else in real life.
Such as?
Like cricket, going to the gym, like earlier, stuff like that. I'd much rather, like, looking back on it, not spent as much time playing Dota and like spending more time playing football and cricket and shit like that.
There's no reason why you can't do both. And speaking from someone who's maybe a bit older than you guys, there's no reason you can't start right now as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I feel like the biggest thing was, so I used to be pretty fucking good at cricket, and then I started hating, like as I started putting more and more time into Dota, I started hating like going to training and playing cricket, and just doing other shit outside of life or outside of the game. I started just like genuinely disliking anything that wasn't like playing games, not just Dota. And I think that's my biggest regret, because now, like, that I'm older, obviously I started playing cricket again like 2 years ago. But I just think how good I could have been if I didn't stop. Such.
Yeah.
Isn't that like the same mentality as investors? Like you could have invested earlier, but you never did.
Probably. Yeah, but that's actually a good comparison.
But it's all about investing in yourself, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's good. You know, you can be sent. I think you're right with the time management thing, but it's so easy to do the easy thing. Like, so when I want to bum off not doing work, what am I going to do? I'm sitting at home. I'm going to switch on Dota because it's easy and accessible. Like, if I could go play football as easily and as accessibly as I could play Dota, I would do it probably more than I do right now. But just because it's so easy to access it that you end up doing it all the time.
I think it's just different for everyone. I think I don't think I'd trade my hours in Dota because I did enjoy them, and I wouldn't say they were a waste. I enjoyed them. I met new people. I had a good.
I'm not saying they're a waste, right? Because like I do think in general they're a waste of time, but I think like for people like us that are obviously part of like leagues and stuff, I think that's a big validation of my time that I put into Dota, like, and all the friends that I've made, like you guys, Mint, Snufkin, Decade, like people that I'm pretty good friends with online. I think they're all like a justification of the hours that I put into this game.
Yeah, I mean, like like I love my time when I went to Birmingham and I met all the people and then went to Hamburg and just had like a great time with
super fun. Yeah, I
with,
agree
like,
with that.
and you're right, like that's been such a, and I think if I didn't have RD2L, I would have dropped Dota by now, probably. Maybe not watching it. Maybe would have played now and then, but nowhere near as much as I do.
That's how
even
me and
currently.
Maz met Ethan as well. Remember, that was the first time we met Ethan.
Alright, I'm going. My team wants me to give them a speech or something.
All right, cool. Maz, say something to end it. Go.
All right, what's up, boys, ladies, and gentlemen, and everyone. This has been your boy Takeshi Maslyyy, and we're ending it right here.
Yeah.
And I'll be I'll be back
yeah.
at some point.
Yeah.
Sheesh!